And welcome back to the Weekly Tech Round with me, Jay.
And me, Karl.
And episode 245, isn't it?
245.
It is 245. Where does the time go? And today's the 1st of May, so happy 1st of May to anybody that's celebrating days off.
Yeah.
I know it's. I know for many of our European colleagues, today is a public holiday, which we will have in the UK this coming Monday. So it's good all round, you know.
I'm going to be tragic enough to say, may the 4th be with you for Monday.
Oh, right, that's it, Rover. Finish podcast time.
Cancelled.
Yes, it is May the 4th on Monday, isn't it? So, yes.
It is, yeah.
Cue all the puns. I did see, though, that Lego, there was an announcement of the new Lego set for May the 4th, which was the Naboo Starfighter.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet.
Wasn't that like the fastest ship in the galaxy or something? I know the Millennium Falcon is, but one of the fastest.
Ooh, you're starting to fight there.
Well, careful. Fine talk now, fine talk. So we are back this week with the latest tech news and stories, and we got a bit of a roundup this week. So obviously last week the biggest story was Tim Cook stepping down and John Turnus. Well, nothing really has changed, has it, from that point of view?
No
more updates on that front, so we'll park that for a minute. We're going to talk about Valve. There are some prices for the new Steam kit, but not the one you think it is. SpaceX are looking to buy Cursor, or is that XAI? I think it's more XAI, isn't it, to be fair?
Yeah.
We've got OpenAI potentially touting their own smartphone as well, based around AI agents. Well, let's be honest, it's probably the way we're going. Qualcomm has decided that they also want to get in this game and are now looking at building a CPU for agentic experiences and, cue surprise, agentic smartphones, which is kind of similar to the conversation we had the other week about NVIDIA and their foray into the CPU world. And yeah, it was great while it lasted, but Microsoft and OpenAI seems there are some cracks in that relationship, isn't it? Unfortunately, things aren't working out. And the Tech Round Rumour Mill, Rumour Bucket is back this week as well. So we've got a rumour for you about the 20th anniversary iPhone. But let's kick off first with Valve then, and the latest update from Valve with the pricing for the new Steam controller and a release date as well, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, look, we've been waiting quite a while for this. When were these announced? I think we must have spoken about them back in November last year, when Valve announced the 3 bits of kit, with the controller, the machine, and the Steam Frame VR headset. But yeah, we're finally seeing the Steam controller. It's actually happening on May the 4th, 6 p.m. UK time. Is release. That'd be £85 as in the UK, $99 or €99 in Europe. Only available on the Steam store, obviously. They're not selling it via retail or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some initial reviews. I'm interested. I mean, it's kind of straddling the ground between budget and premium, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, a standard Xbox or PlayStation controller is about £60. So this is 85. But if you go to the other end, like Sony have the DualSense Edge, which is their PlayStation premium one at £210, and the Xbox Elite Series 2 is 160. It kind of bridges the gap between the two, I think. But yeah, the reviews have been generally good, I think. But there is one caveat: it only works with Steam.
Yeah,
with games purchased by Steam. I don't think you can play a game from the Microsoft Store using the Steam controller.
And what do you reckon? What do you think? Is it driver support or is this?
It's a bit of an odd one. Because I mean, that would put me off. Not all my games are on Steam. Okay, the large majority are, but if I couldn't play my games from the Microsoft Store or from, I don't know, wherever else I download them from, I'd be pretty annoyed.
Yeah, but it's going to kind of give you the negative impact, isn't it, what you want to have. Look, it's a nice looking device. The Steam controllers are a bit of a quiet taste. The old ones were as well. This new one, it has the dual. It's got the classic D-pad. It's got the the 4 buttons, the 2
dual thumbsticks.
And then you've got 2 pads, haven't you? The 2 control pads underneath it, the kind of haptic touch areas, which I suspect will take a little bit of getting used to if you haven't used one before.
I must admit, I don't use them on the Steam Deck.
No.
The Steam Deck has a pair as well, just like exactly identical. I don't really use them.
Yeah, and I bought the first Steam controller when they came out, and I'll be honest with you, it didn't have a long lifespan with me. Not because I didn't like it, I just couldn't get used to the feel of it. So I don't know whether I'll be buying this one. I use an Xbox controller, same as you really, and
Yep.
that's kind of the main one that I have. It does everything I want. I know you keep telling me I need to buy an Elite controller.
Yeah, you need to
But
upgrade. I've got the Elite Series 2. It's very, very good. No, I
well,
need to
you know,
give it a bit of a clean. One of the shoulder buttons has gone a bit iffy, but I have had it for 3 or 4 years now.
yeah,
So it's
mine,
held up well.
yeah, and the batteries last forever on it. By the way, I have to say,
Yeah,
that's one of the things.
exactly. I think mine just needs a bit of a taken apart and just a bit of a clean up of the inside.
Yeah, so but great bits kit. But look, I'm glad. Look, the amazing. We've got a price. We've got a release date.
Yeah,
It's not that far away. As you say, the reviews are generally favourable. I think most of the embargoes are out now, aren't they?
yeah, they are. Yeah,
You know, it is. They've learned a lot from the Steam Deck. I think it's definitely a lot of those
yeah.
features have been imported into it, and you know, it's clearly, as you say, it's not high end, but it's not budget. It's a premium. I think is probably a right way to
Yeah,
to
and
describe it.
the win here is also that Valve have continued the right to repair. They partnered with iFixit, so you can go and get spare parts to repair it if it ever breaks down. So I always take that as a win. And iFixit will have amazing guides out telling you how to tear it down and fix it, won't they?
Absolutely, and it also does work with the Steam Deck as well, doesn't it? I think it was a key thing to make.
Yeah, I imagine it's got Bluetooth, so I imagine you could use it with your your Steam Deck. I said, yeah, if you're in a hotel, plug it into the TV and just use that as a controller.
Very cool, very cool. Well, there we go. Look forward to seeing more reviews about it. I mean, I've read the one that's on Rock Paper Shotgun. They did a
Yeah,
really good write up. Others are available as well. But yeah, looking forward to seeing, I guess, more of the Joe Public reviews, if you know what I mean, in on Reddit and stuff like that. You know,
yeah, consumer feedback.
yeah, because look, you know, publication feedback good, but the honesty I think always comes, doesn't it, from from,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
places like
exactly.
Reddit and that, you know, maybe unfavorably sometimes, but at least it
Well,
gives
in
you
fact,
know,
as a consumer, you're going to have a lot more time actually using it over the next couple of weeks, months, whatever, than a one-off review does.
oh god, yeah, and also you find that you know consumers do things with controllers and stuff that
Yeah.
that testers never even think about, do they? It's
No,
like,
no, no, exactly.
you're like, you did what with it, or it's like I know. So yeah, I think there's always a bit of a question and a query on that as well. So yeah. All right then. So let's move on to the next story this week, which is a bit of a weird one, but I kind of see where they're going with this, which is around SpaceX slash XAI. Who made an announcement on the 30th of April, so yesterday, around a strategic partnership with Cursor, which, if you're not sure what Cursor is one of these AI coding startups that allows you to basically have an AI powered IDE, or you know,
Yep.
development environment, which is attached to one of the different models, whatever your flavor is, isn't it, of model,
Yeah.
allows you to build there. And pretty much, I guess, one of the major vibe coding, um, one of the big vibe coding platforms, isn't it, out there at the moment that's being used?
Yeah. I mean, before so I was having a look at them because obviously I've heard of them, but I've not played with it, or I was just exploring it, exploring the pricing model, and I was trying to get my head around it. It's like, well, okay, that's £20 a month, but do I then need to get a Claude and an OpenAI subscription, or whichever one I'm using? No, it seems like they're bundling usage in with it.
I believe so, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how they're making money because their top one's the same price as Claude Max, but has all the Max features. So how are they making? I don't understand how they're making money. Or maybe they're not making money. It's AI company after all.
Well, they're not making, but clearly, you know, there must be something here because you know there's a $10 billion strategic partnership, isn't it, that they
Yeah.
sort of signed up to, and there is an option for SpaceX AI, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
you buy the company
Yeah.
for $60 billion.
Yeah, I mean that 10 billion they're just ponying up. This is a holding money, isn't it?
Oh, of
I
course.
suspect they will buy them, but they've got an alleged 2 trillion IPO valuation coming up in June, haven't they? So they're not going to be handing over 60 billion before an IPO when you could wait till the IPO comes in, then use someone else's money to buy it for you.
Yeah, I was to say, but I also wonder as well: is this a clever mark to inflate the value of the company so that the 10 billion that they've shoved in becomes twice as much if somebody else scoops in and buys
But
them?
I don't think they haven't bought part of the company, from my understanding.
No, it's just I think it is just a partnership, isn't it? I guess in that
It's
sense.
just a partnership. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So if somebody else buys them, they're not going to get that money back.
No, but it could give them a better deal, I guess. ultimately in the long
Yeah,
run.
I think that 10 billion was bought on a year to buy it, basically. So no one else can buy it in that year.
Look, Musk has made it very clear that he wants his companies to become the primary AI providers, isn't it, for a lot of places? And this amalgamation of XAI and SpaceX, I don't agree with. I don't think it makes sense. But you've got a very successful company with a great reputation, and then you've got another one which I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, so when I think of AI, maybe it's just me. I never think of XAI. I forget they even exist. I just don't really count them as a player.
Yeah, because when you think about it, it's Grok, and then that
it's Grok. Yeah,
I had to remind myself who who Grok was for a bit. It was like Grok. What the hell? Oh yeah, I remember now. Grok. Because it's all I ever think. I mean, I don't go on Twitter. I don't care.
No, me neither. Well, I've
don't go on
deleted my
Twitter,
account and my app and everything. So
occasionally, I will open up, but I do it as a search rather than think just to see if there's something there.
Yeah.
But it's not about having a feed for myself. But then you see the Grok stuff all the time.
Gotcha.
And it's just a bit like, oh yeah, I remember what that rubbish is now. I'm well aware what that rubbish is. So it is.
Yep.
It's not something I'd want to use. I don't think of it like you do. It doesn't come to mind. And actually, the reputation it's got, as we know, for sexism and
far right views
and nudity issues and all that kind of stuff, which I don't want to get into. But the things that you don't really want on an AI program. Though the other day, randomly talking disc off tangent, OpenAI posted all about goblins, didn't they? And
the goblin problem. Yeah,
it's like I was like, what the heck is this? And they've done a whole post saying that where goblins have come from. Saying that starting with ChatGPT 5.1, our models began developing a strange habit. They increasingly mentioned goblins, gremlins, and other creatures in their metaphors. I read that and I was like, what? I was like, is it
apparently there was a persona you could use, a more nerdy, they called it persona, wasn't there, who liked that kind of stuff. And even though you can no longer select that persona, it's persisted underneath and keeps talking about goblins and gremlins and
and apparently, like there's the whole blog post there, and there's like you just search for just do OpenAI gremlins, and there's like, and even they've got a screenshot of an interaction their chief scientist had with ChatGPT 5.5, when it was asking for an ASCII code unicorn, and it gave them a goblin. It was like, what's going on? So yeah, it's very peculiar. And
they've had to put a load of guardrails in, so it's still there. It's just been forced not to talk about it. It still wants to talk about it though.
Yeah, what's amazing, like you say though, is they've gone. There's a whole post, very serious explanations, isn't there, showing training conversations, how the feedback is, and all that kind of stuff. And even some code to run in Codex.
Yeah, if you want to re-enable the goblins, here's the code. But yeah, be careful putting that in.
I mean, let's be honest with you. I'd rather run goblins in my AI application than have Grok run sexist, misogynistic, and fake, deep fake pornographic material. So no, I'd rather have goblins anytime on that front. But
bring back the goblins.
Bring back goblins, indeed. Yeah, careful what you wish for, as they say, isn't it? But yeah, so quickly as we were saying, so this is probably a clever strategic move from OpenAI. SpaceX and XAI to get that across. And it's a good partnership because they're going to want to tie up a lot more coding capabilities, especially as they move into this orbital compute thing. But I still say it's weird. Isn't it? But the key thing is, though, is that what we should have said, sorry, I just realized, was that part of this deal is leveraging SpaceX's Colossus. I don't want to say, is it a supercomputer or is it like a AI mainframe kind of thing? So a H1 equivalent. So allowing Cursor's product engineers to leverage this AI behemoth that they can train and develop the product against,
Yeah.
isn't it? So I think it sounds more the other way around. This is better for Cursor than it is for SpaceX.
Yeah.
But who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows?
We'll see. So speaking of OpenAI,
So then, talking of OpenAI, so there's a latest report out by our favourite Apple analyst, Michin Kuo, who
Yep.
has put a report out saying that OpenAI is developing their own smartphone, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is obviously must be moving on because obviously from there was OpenAI and there was the Johnny Ive collaboration, wasn't there, which was their first hardware, which is basically a smart speaker with a camera. But yeah, the next project seems to be a smartphone running custom either MediaTek or Qualcomm, and we'll talk about the chip in a bit. Manufactured by Luxshare, he's saying, who assemble some of the iPhones. Yeah, and the pictures, it's delivering a comprehensive AI agent service, isn't it? So I think kind of on the home screen, you'll see lots of panels with ongoing agentic AI tasks, booking flights, compiling market data, whatever it happens to be. But kind of spinning the phone idea on its head and just being a terminal for your AI agents.
Yeah, and I think if you think about a lot of apps you use today, a lot of them probably could move into an agentic workflow, couldn't they?
But does this not depend on how you use your phone? If you're the average consumer, what are you doing on your phone? I mean, you're watching YouTube, Netflix, Instagram. I mean, they can't be replaced by an AI agent. Yeah, you're probably doing some texting and some emailing, but do you need a dedicated AI phone for that?
Yeah, but
What
then I
else are
guess
you doing on your phone that really needs that much AI?
Yeah, but I think if you think about other stuff, with the possibilities, like if you are buying stuff, let's say if you're on Amazon, you can just talk to it, like and Amazon becomes an agentic application in that, like,
Yeah.
I want to order this, and you don't have to go onto it; you just tell it, and it knows how to access your payment materials, it knows how to do all that, and it goes off. Or you want to use a search function. So let's say today you want to buy. You want to book, sorry, a meal, and you want to have the calendar. So basically, you talk to it again, the agent, or let's be honest, we're going to talk to it rather than type, I suppose, aren't you? You want to book. You want to book this restaurant, but you want to check everybody's calendars. If everybody's free, then I'm guessing your agent will talk to their agent. You'll find the slots in the calendar. It'll book them in, and perfect. It does all that. I mean, I know that's kind of a little bit generic, but that's how I'm kind of thinking this might go. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm kind of thinking this is a possibility of how that might flow. But yeah, it's going to be definitely a complete sea change in how how we leverage.
Yeah, I mean, even those examples though, that only works if I know exactly what I want.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
If
you're right.
If I'm looking for a restaurant, I might be thinking, I'm not sure what I want. Let me look at the menu. Does that get my taste buds flowing? Does that sound like it'll be a good meal? That's not something I want an AI to choose for me.
No. You don't necessarily want to choose, but I guess if you were saying, right, I want to go to, okay, phrase another way, then the restaurant you want to go to.
Yeah, I can see it that way. If I know what I want and when I want to go and whatever, just go and book it for me.
Yeah,
sure.
Or the other way, or for example, I want to book a flight to XYZ. The airline I want to go to. I'm on. Let's say British Airways or Delta or whatever. The airline. You've got an application on there. Could look at my calendar, check the flights, check.
Yeah.
I can see how we're going to get this working, but I think you're right. It has to be very joined up workflows, and there also has to be a lot of back end infrastructure already there that can support this flow, which isn't there yet, is it? Let's be fair.
But there's also the big elephant in the room. This is going to be a subscription.
Oh, is it?
So now, not only do I have a subscription for my data on my phone, I have a subscription to use my phone that I've already paid for. Because they're not giving away the phone for free. You're paying for the phone as well.
You know full well that this is going to become a subscription model. There is no other way that it's going to be anything.
Well, there's no way it can work from an AI standpoint to make any money out of it.
No, 110% that it's.
And this is and what happens when you have no internet connection? Does your phone just stop working because you're not running this locally?
Well,
not with OpenAI, you're not. Maybe Apple with OpenAI, you're not running this locally. They want all your data.
But this then becomes that question of where's it stored, where's your data, where's your apps, isn't it? All those questions, and how much bandwidth is there? Is there 5G? All
Yeah.
that kind of questions, isn't it? You know, like look today. I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, where I'm sat right now, I hardly get a decent mobile service whatsoever where I'm sat, and I'm not really living in the sticks, so to speak. You know.
No, where am I sitting? I don't know. Let's
Oh, I
have
know
a
where you
look.
live.
I know where I live. I wonder what I'm doing Wi-Fi wise. Not Wi-Fi wise. Oh no, I've got 2 bars of 5G on one and 2 bars of something on another. I think
Yeah,
4G.
but I mean, yeah, I mean, I've sometimes struggled to get even 4G. Some of the day it popped up as
Oh
3.
god,
I thought
yeah.
it didn't even exist. I thought 3G,
It,
but
it varies so wildly. So at my house on cellular, it's not great. I'll go to the train station and I can get what 7, 8, 900 meg down on a speed test on 5G, and that's only 2.5 miles away in a town.
it's just yeah, it's so much. You'd think in 2026 that we would have solid 5G connections
Just
in
a
most
solid
built-up
4,
areas.
4G would do everywhere.
Well, yeah, you know. I don't know. It does surprise me these days, but there we go. Anyway, but yes, OpenAI are looking to build this agentic AI smartphone. We're
Mm.
not convinced, but you might be convinced, and if you are, it could be the phone for you. It depends. I guess a lot of people today, if you're running what's it, Claude bot or Molt bot, what's it called? And
OpenClaw.
yeah. Open. I can't remember what it's called this week. Yeah, it gives different. If you're one of these people that's quite happy to hand over your life to an agent,
And payment
this
details.
yeah, this is the phone for you. So keep an eye on this. You might be in
It's
business
OpenClaw.
for
That's the latest name is OpenClaw.
OpenClaw. There we go. Well, on that point, then Qualcomm have also kind of put the head above the parapet a little bit, saying that they are looking at building a dedicated CPU for agentic experiences. Yes, that's their wording, not mine. Where
Yes.
they are the recent Q2 earnings call, the CEO Cristiano is it
I'm on.
Armon
I'm on.
has said that they will be providing custom products to a leading hyperscaler in the December quarter of this year.
Yeah.
And it's just buzzword bingo. And he's thinking about a multi-generation engagement. Okay. So basically,
Yes.
you've built something specific for somebody who could be likely AWS, GCP, or Azure, and this is going to be a multi-year engagement. Then is that what we're telling him?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is for data centers at the moment, isn't it? And they did buy a company called Alpha Wave back in 2025, which has given them this ASIC capability. But he has kind of went on to say in the earnings call that they are starting to look at the link between smartphones and AI companies and seeing what they can do there from a chip design kind of point of view. Because there already are some phones out in China with AI capabilities locally. ZTE have a phone with a Dubeo, which is ByteDance's personal assistant integrated.
Yes, I think
Xiaomi have MyClaw, an AI assistant integrated with the OS kernel that interprets user intents and drives third-party tools. That sounds iffy. But yeah, I mean, if you want to start running stuff locally, we're going to need some better CPUs or some more efficient CPUs for the AI kind of stuff you need to do, because it eats all the power at the moment, doesn't it?
I'm just thinking, if somebody said to me we could run AI on a phone, you'd be like, "What the hell have you got in your pocket there?" I mean,
Now, the big thing though is memory, and he did admit the shortages are hurting Qualcomm. The fact that we can build you a chip, but we can't build you any memory on that chip.
no,
Or
we could, yeah. I would say you can have this device, but it's going to cost you.
it's a CPU, but there's no level 1, 2, or 3 caches in there because we couldn't afford.
No.
Yeah, I mean there was some other interesting tidbits from the call. Qualcomm was saying they expect to win 70% of Samsung's SOC business this year,
Wow,
and next up from the annual 50%. Net income was up 162% to 7.37 billion. And they also said that their automotive business is doing well. They've got over 1 million cars now running their advanced driver assistance on Qualcomm chips. Interesting to see where that goes.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it? But their view of the agentic smartphones is, we're not talking your dad's CPU here, are we? We're definitely talking far more complex capabilities here, very similar to the Apple neural nets that we've got.
Very dedicated, specific chips with specific tasks.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're seeing a very the use cases, the kind of workflows that are running on these chips, they do require much more dedicated processing capabilities here. So I'm not surprised Qualcomm will want to get ahead of this, and they want to get ahead of it before the others do. It'll be very interesting to see how Apple play this game, because if you think about the Apple A series in the last few years, they've been moving into this space already, haven't they? It's a direct competitor to what they're doing.
Yeah, they have.
So I don't know. I'd be curious to know what the cost of these are. I mean, they'll never admit that, but I'd be curious to know what the actual cost price to I don't know, whichever hyperscaler it is.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's talk a little bit then about OpenAI and Microsoft and the end of their exclusivity deal, which
yes, the bromance is over.
Yes. Should we shed a tear?
Probably not. No, it's been heated for a little bit now, hasn't it? So
it has. I mean, and if you think about what's been happening here, both parties have been looking to cozy up to other players, haven't they, in the market space? And
yeah,
OpenAI has said that the Microsoft exclusive rights to his model is formally ended, but Microsoft does stay as their primary cloud partner. But OpenAI is free to pursue relationships, isn't it, with any other providers?
But they're only their primary partner, unless Microsoft can't or won't support necessary capabilities.
That's the caveat. Yeah. That's the caveat, isn't it? When they can't or won't meet their needs.
If we build something that doesn't work on Azure, then we don't have to use you.
Yeah, but there is still a licensing deal through to 2032.
Yep.
OpenAI will still launch all new capabilities on Azure going forward. So as an end user, you're not going to really see anything. Are you different in that sense? And there's still going to be a revenue share to Microsoft for the next 4 years as well, isn't it? So
but Microsoft will not pay a revenue share to OpenAI anymore. No, but OpenAI will continue to pay a revenue share till 2030, but it's now capped at a total figure, but it's undisclosed. They haven't said what it is.
Yeah.
And obviously Microsoft remains a major shareholder.
Yes, but there's been a couple of rumors coming different hours now. So there's been, the official announcement, sounds very classic corporate speak, very positive. We've had, we're working so closely together, but things that we've matured the relationship, hasn't it? And we're moving on, in a different light. But there was a leaked memo, wasn't there, that came out a little while ago.
There was.
That didn't really quite seem to have the same tone.
No, that was a revenue chief, wasn't it? Is it Denise Dresser? She told a bit of a different story and said that Microsoft's partnership had been a foundational to their success, but also limited their ability to meet enterprises where they are.
This looks to me like things.
I think that is the fact that not all customers want to be on Azure. She did go on to mention that demand from customers since the Amazon deal announcement had been frankly staggering.
Yeah, yes, I think you're right. This is definitely a bigger commercial play than anything else. And if you look at everything else, we saw that Amazon are pumping loads of money into Anthropic. We saw GCP have also doing deals there as well, and clearly there's a bit of a sea change here in the way the hyperscalers want to move and who they want to partner with, and it isn't going the way we think it was going. And I think Microsoft are probably wondering who else they can partner with now, isn't it, to try and I don't know. Do we see? I mean, I had to look. I can't remember. Have Microsoft made any Anthropic investments?
I don't think they have. I think they're continuing to build their own stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, actually no, they haven't. Tell a lie, they didn't they? They were. So and they did put an investment because our Claude is integrated into 365 Copilot, part of their multi-model studio. And sorry, really should have been quicker on the ball there. Microsoft are part of the Mythos Glasswing partnership as well.
Oh, of course they are. Yes.
So whilst the investments aren't as high as the other players, they certainly are part. They have a deal here. And look, you can't not be, can you? If you're any one of these companies, you can't be left out in the cold. You've got to partner with everybody.
No, as a cloud service provider, you need to be partnered with everyone.
Yeah. So look, it isn't perhaps what it seems. I don't think Microsoft and OpenAI are going their separate ways, but the relationship perhaps isn't as strong as it used to be. And as we joked earlier off air, it's a bit like it's a bit like that announcement. Yeah, we're trying different things, aren't we? We're still together. We're still living in the same house, but we're kind of having a different relationship, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We're seeing other people. Like,
yeah, that's never a good one.
Yeah, we're seeing other people. Is that might be the way to look at it? But it is what it is, and sometimes these things happen, and off we go. All right then. So it's probably a good place for us to segue to. Where's my soundboard? All right.
Smooth.
Thank you very much. It's getting quite hot in the studio here today. I tell you, the sun's
yeah, it has got warmer here, but I can't really stick a fan on; it'll make too much noise.
It's got the same problem, and I don't want to have the door open because there's a lot of noise outside because of building works and gardening work. So yeah. All right. So next year, 20 years of iPhone, isn't it? Next year, and
it is.
This rumor was one I think we spoke about actually a little while ago, didn't we? There were rumors around Apple releasing a bezel-less iPhone for the 20th anniversary model. Very similar in some respects to the Samsung S6 series, almost, where they had that kind of rounded edge approach, didn't they, with ability
kind of glass,
glass, where you could do like volume control and other stuff going on there. So, quick recap: 2007 was the original iPhone. We had the iPhone X or 10, didn't we? It's the 10th anniversary one, which we kind of brought with it new. That was the introduction of Face ID, if I remember rightly, wasn't it? On that one,
it was. But we also skipped the iPhone 9.
We did skip the iPhone 9, but we are next year we're going to have the iPhone 19 because of that, and also potentially this iPhone 20th anniversary model. So the rumor is that they are looking at a completely redesigned model with almost no bezels, a slimline approach with a very thin, a thin casing around it, which is some of the mock-ups that have been published, but not in the same vein as the Samsung approach at all, though.
Not the curved waterfall screens they call it, where the glass just goes straight over the edge.
Yeah, and there are also some rumors that I was hearing the other day that this could be almost a standalone model, a bit like the iPhone Air. So rather than being the flagship model, it would be a standalone model.
Okay.
I don't know. So because will this become a brand new?
Is this just a one-off, or is this a new line?
Yeah. I just don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the mock-up we've got here in the show notes shows, effectively an iPhone with a very thin metallic edge, doesn't it? The screen almost looks like it's slightly lifted, doesn't it, from the edge to give you that rounded curve. And there are rumors that they're gonna put in. It's almost a bit like a lot of, I don't want to say marketing goof, but it is, isn't it? A fully immersive all-screen experience, talking about using screen technology to put in edge-to-edge viewing with the ability to have prisms and light refraction and all that kind of stuff to do that. Clearly some very clever engineering is being explored here, and again, no the dynamic island disappearing to have a single pinhole camera potentially as well.
Or under screen.
Yeah, or under screen camera, which is probably more likely as well. I mean, don't know. I mean, I know for you, this year is the folding iPhone. I'm not going to suggest
the folding iPhone. Yeah.
But would you like this kind of design?
Okay, I think it's one of those ones I'd have to get my hands on. How slippy a phone is this going to be? Am I going to end up dropping it in the first week? Or am I going to have to stick a case on it and you can't really tell it's a special edition phone?
Well, so that makes me laugh because I was thinking about this earlier. I always have the Spidgin case,
the clear cases,
ones, really nice, to try, and they have the slight lip on the edge because, again, a bit like you, what happens if I drop it? And I have to say, not that I drop my phone very often, and I probably definitely jinx that now. But when I look back at some of the older phones, the bezels were huge, weren't they? You think the bezels are big on the 18, but the old ones, they were massive, weren't they? Absolutely massive,
big bezels.
And I was thinking back to one of the phones, and I think it was the iPhone 6, and I dropped it, and it landed on the corner. And I was in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and I was due to fly to Las Vegas in 48 hours. and I dropped it coming out of a customer meeting, and it
Oh
landed
man,
right on just on the edge, and you can imagine what happened with the screen, and it was,
you
and I was
shattered
like,
everything.
oh my god. And I've never, touch wood, had that happen before or since. But it was like,
Whoa. You
you know,
dropped a Google phone, if you remember rightly,
I was on
which
about
was
iPhone.
only not even a day old, was it?
iPhones.
Oh, okay. We're not talking about the Android phone
No.
you dallied with.
No, but my point being is that I've dropped phones since,
Yeah.
and they haven't smashed like that one has.
No,
Definitely they're a lot stronger than they ever were on that side of things. Yes, I did break a Pixel. Was it for Pixel 3 or I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, 3A or something like that, wasn't it?
Yes, only like 24 hours after having it, and
Though the alcohol may have had something to do with it.
I refuse to discuss that any further.
Okay.
I'd like to cite what do the Americans call it? Is it the fifth? Isn't it? Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to my right to science. I neither confirm nor deny such activities happened. But iPhones. But back to the iPhone. Yeah, look, I quite like it. As long as it doesn't make it. But like I say, if you put it in a case, it takes away that effect, doesn't it? How would you get a case in it to have to showcase that capability?
That's like a discussion we have. That would really like a Project Red version, but of the Pro iPhone, the top of the range one. But I'm just going to stick it in a leather case, and would I actually know it's red? No.
No, that's the problem. Well,
unless I go back to being caseless again.
Well, that's why I have the transparent case.
Yeah, I don't really like the transparent cases.
Well, we can't please everybody.
No, I don't know why. I tried them before. I don't particularly like them.
Yeah, can't please everybody here.
Yeah, they just look a bit plasticky and cheap, I think. Listen, that's my personal opinion. It's just what I do and don't like. So
now you tell me. I mean,
I've just offended you and your case.
This Spidgin case isn't cheap enough. Spidgin make really nice cases. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to defend my case choice now, aren't I?
I'm moving quickly on. Oh man!
I was like, what do I say now?
Apologies there. Everyone has a different design choice, don't they? About what they do and don't like.
That's not in the script.
Beat up Jay about his case choice.
No, but we're not getting Project Red anyway. We know that. We're getting Deep Cherry, aren't we?
Getting Deep Cherry, which looks more like purple.
Looks like, yeah. But anyway, like I say, you're going for the Ultra phone this year anyway, aren't you? So
yeah, I don't know how the case is going to work on that one.
Yeah, you're going to get a double case. I don't know. Who knows?
I have no idea. We'll see how that goes.
Have there already been any cases? I don't think there've been any cases announced yet, have they, for that?
No, I mean Samsung's Fold have shipped with a case, haven't they? But it's more like the. Do you remember Antenna Gate, where you had the bumper case, don't you? It just goes around the edge. More like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Apple will have some nice first-party cases. Obviously not level ones because they don't do that anymore. But yeah, we'll see. Probably definitely going to need one.
Yeah, you don't want to be dropping that.
Or at very least some screen protectors.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be. Yeah, well, you're going to need you're going to need 3 screen protectors, aren't you? Or a folding one?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you need one on the inside if you're folding it? Where does the damage happen? Generally, when it's in a pocket or a bag, doesn't it? So definitely the one on the outside screen. But do I need one on the inside?
I don't know. I guess it's covered up, isn't it?
Because if it closed, it's a clamshell. I mean, if you get something stuck between it, then yeah, maybe.
God, questions.
I don't know. This is just sound like a very expensive proposition.
I guess the one question we haven't asked though is what's this going to be called? Because is it going to be the iPhone 19, which is going to really cause issues, or is it going to be the iPhone 20, or is it going to be the iPhone XX to match the iPhone 10? Well, look, this is a good point because Apple, given that they missed out the 9, are they going to miss out? Are they going to go jump straight to 20? Or is, like I say, they're going to launch the 19, the 19 Pro, the 19 Ultra, and the iPhone 20 will be a special edition one-off?
Maybe, yeah. I'm kind of veering towards, I think this might just be a one-off. Could Apple really have yet another line of iPhones?
It would seem very odd to do that, wouldn't it?
To have the non-pros, the pros, the air, and the E, and then another
Well,
line on top. Oh, and the fold, and then another line on top.
well, I guess the question we should be asking ourselves, and there isn't an answer yet, is how much John Turnus is going to agree to this, or whether he's going to be involved in canning it or anything like that. I don't know.
Well, this surely has to be more or less full most of production by now. Money's been sunk into this.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. Yeah, yeah.
But then if it gets binned, what are they going to release on the 20th edition? What are they going to do to celebrate the 20th edition? 20th anniversary year, so not edition, year.
Well, they've got to do something, surely, haven't they?
Yeah. Or is this a natural upgrade to the Air? Is this the new Air? Is it going to be really thin like the Air?
Again,
all glass.
There's rumours, isn't there, that the Air hasn't been a success that everybody thought it was going to be, did they?
Yeah.
You know, so could this be a successor to the Air? Could this be, as you say, an upgrade using the same technology but with a different screen display? Yeah, possibly. Who knows? I guess we're going to see probably more leaks of this coming forward. In the next few months. Obviously, we haven't had too many leaks yet on the iPhone 19.
No.
Which is not that far away, which is probably already in production, isn't it, as we speak?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But also we'll get a sense of things from DubDub as well. I imagine that'll give us some indicators, because once the initial betas come out, they'll be able to give us some indication of some of the capabilities.
Yeah, there'll be some code in there that gives bits away.
Yeah. But well, there you go. Well, without going down another rabbit hole there, this is probably a good place for us to wrap up for today then, before we get completely derailed by the thoughts of what an iPhone 20 looks like. Well, here's to wish you a good long weekend wherever you might be, perhaps if not in the US, but if those friends in Europe enjoyed the long weekend. We'll be back next week with episode 246 with all the latest tech news and stories and whatever comes out during that week. Who knows what may happen in the next 7 days. Of course, you can find all of our show notes at techrun.online, and of course, wherever you get your podcasts, including YouTube. Please tell your friends, leave us a 5-star review. It all really helps. So with that, I've been Jay.
I've been Karl. Have a good one all.